In terms of our own successes, we've done very well over the last 20 years to deliver a democratic state, implement a democratic constitution, creating various democratic institutions, all of which we can be extremely proud of. We also then need to ask ourselves where are our lapses and why haven't we been able to seize some of the opportunities that are around us. And perhaps some of the key challenges, broadly speaking, in terms of the economic issues, is a question that I get asked all the time. Why are you lagging behind your peers? In other words, if Indonesia or others are growing anywhere between 5 and 7% on average, why aren't you doing the same? But you'll find that many of the examples that people used to give about peer countries of South Africa are not doing all that well. And so some of the explanations lie in the fact that we do live in an interconnected global economy. That part of the explanation does lie in the fact that if the global economy as a whole doesn't do too well, then we're going to find each of the individual countries not doing well either. But not all of the explanation lies in the global economy. Some of the explanation lies in our own history and our own structural fault lines as well. And I'll come back to that in a moment. The second question that arises, again, it's interesting that Perspectives, this particular edition, will be addressing some of this, is how do we achieve convergence? Now, generally, if you take a 200 view of view of history, you will find that the globe is converging. In other words, developing countries and developed countries are getting closer together. Whilst that's not the only consideration, because a development economist like Professor Haynes would say, well, what's the quality of that convergence? Correctly so. What is the social impact of the pattern of convergence as well? And what do the numbers indicate on the one hand, and what divides are being created on the other hand, which is the next point. But the second issue is convergence.